Hi, my name is Fazal Rahman and we are going to discuss how can we send the conversions to the OpenAI through the browser and the server container of the Google Tag Manager. So basically we are in the browser Google Tag Manager and this is the server container and this is the dashboard of the OpenAI ads. So first of all, we have to know what event we want to send to the OpenAI. So for this, we have to go to our website. So you can see that. So this is our website. So for example, if I want to send this button click, if someone come on website by clicking the ads on the OpenAI and land on my website and click this button, this conversion would send to the OpenAI. So how can we send it? So for this, we have to create a tag. So I already created the trigger for this. So you can see that the button click trigger is already created. The concept was when someone click on the button, so the trigger would work. So you can see that just uh, uh, I just use the variable click on the text. When someone click on the text, our trigger would work. So for this, because we want to send the deduplication, because one event would go through the browser and the other event would go through the server, therefore we need deduplication. So for this, you have to install the unique ID event. So how can we do? So for this, you have to come on the variable and you have to click on the new and click on the variable configuration. You have to find the unique ID variable. So this is already present because I just added from the gallery, but in your course, if it is not present, you have to go to the gallery and uh, um, and you have to search there unique you have to search unique ID unique event. Sorry, you can see that unique event ID. So these template are built by the many manufacturer, but you can use step. So I would add, it is already added, but you can click and then you have to choose this. So basically I have to name this variable. So my variable would be unique unique event. So let me unique event variable. Okay, this is my variable name. You have to save it. So now our variable has been created. Now we are going to create our first tag for the browser tag for the OpenAI. So you have to go to the tags. um, so you can see that there is a new already tag is present. You have to click on the new, click on the tag configuration. So if in the default case the OpenAI template would not present in your case, you have to search from the gallery. You have to go to the gallery and search, and you have to write in the search bar OpenAI. So let's me I have to write there. So yeah, this you have to write open and AI. So you will see that there are two result has been appeared. So one is from the OpenAI, the other is step. Basically, you have to use the official template. This is the OpenAI ad measurement. So when you click and choose this template, so you can see that our template has been opened. Now what is the requirement? It is a requirement the pixel ID. So how can we collect this pixel ID? So you have to go to the OpenAI. So this would be the general interface of the dashboard. So you have to click on the tool and click on the conversion. So now there is a four data source is already present, but you can create a new one. So like you have to click on the data source. So what would be our data source? Our data source would be fuzzle data source. So you can name what you want. Okay, fuzzle data source. You have to create. So when you click on the create, you can see that our pixel ID has been appeared. You have to copy and provide this pixel ID here. So you have to provide the pixel ID here, and so what event we want to send. Basically our event is that button click, and so you will search this button click is present, but I think simple button click is not present. Then you can use custom event and you write your name button Button click. Okay, button click simple you can write. Okay, now this is the event ID section. You have to provide the variable which we recently created, but why we use this variable? So you can see unique in event ID. So the basic concept is that when you are sending the same event from the browser and the server, so you have to tell the OpenAI this, these both event, one is from the browser, the other is from the server, are the same. For this, you have to provide the unique ID. Therefore, we are using the unique ID, so variable. So this will give the information to the OpenAI. The both event are the same. Therefore, no duplication would be occur. So this our tag is not the purchase, or therefore you do not need to put any amount, currency, plan ID. So you have to just trigger. So what is our trigger? Trigger is button click, and you have to save this open AI. So let me name this tag OpenAI tag. Okay, OpenAI tag button click. Okay, this is the general name. You have to save it. Now our first tag has been created, but our second tag, because we want to use a server container of the Google Tag Manager, and we want to send this button click to the server container. So for this, because we know that in the server container, the GA4 is used as a client. What is the client? Basically, client is the receiver. When the request sent from the browser to the server, in the server container, first request is received by the client. So we are the general client is the GA4 client. Therefore, we would use the GA4 tags to send this information from the browser to the server. So we have to create a GA4 tags. So for this, you have to you have to go to the tag and click on the new, and click on the tag configuration, and you have to click on the Google Analytics. So we have to first create the Google general tag. Basically, you have to put the custom domain in this GF4 general tag to send the data to the server container. So for this, you have to select this tag, and this require the measurement ID from the GF4. So basically, we have the GF4 account. So you have to click on the admin. So when you click on the admin, so you will see that the new interface has been opened. So you have to click on the data stream, and then you have to, this is our URL, you have to click on this, and you will see that our measurement ID would be open. You have to copy this measurement ID and paste the measurement ID here. Okay, now we put our measurement ID, but the other main requirement, basically when you created this tag, so this tag would now this tag would send the information from Google Tag Manager to the directly to GA4, because we are instructing to send this information to the GA4, but we want that this information should be go to the server container. For this, you have to put the custom domain in the parameter. You have to instruct that this preload should be sent to the server container. So how can we do that? For this, you have to go to the server container. So this is our server container. So you have to click on the admin. So when you click on the admin, so you have to click on the container setting, because basically we already put our custom domain in the server container. So if you do not know how can we create the custom domain, and so you can find this video in the server side tracking series on my YouTube channel. So you have to copy this URL and go to the browser container. So this is the browser container. So you have to click on it. So you have to click on the add parameter and put the value. So what would the value name? So value name will be the server container URL. So you have to obviously very conscious to write this name, because when you when any wrong spelling would be present, or you would put the hyphen, this would not work. Okay, so now you have to trigger initially all the pages, and you have to save this tag. So what we do that we have to give the name um, gf4 gf4 google tag, okay, sorry, we have to write this. So now you have to save this. So now you can see that our general tag has been created. Now we are ready to send the information from browser container to the server container by through the GA4 client. Okay. So now we have, so what information we want to send. So for this you have to create a new tag because we want to send this button click information. So you have to create a button click tag of the GA4 which send this information to the server container. So for this you have to go to the tag configuration and click Google Analytics, because button click it is the event. Now you have to select the Google Analytics event. So you can see that they are requiring the measurement ID. So you have to copy the measurement ID from here and provide the measurement ID here. Now what the event name you want to send that. So for example, I want to send that button click. Okay, simple button click. Okay, simple, this is my event name. So no, there is a one main important thing you have to focus. So because in the because we are creating this tag to send the information to the server container. So our first tag was the OpenAI tag. We send the information from browser to the OpenAI. This tag would send the information to the server. From server, we would create the OpenAI tag which send the information to the OpenAI. But you in the browser tag of the OpenAI, we put the variable, we put the unique ID variable which would carry the unique ID of the tag. But this information you are sending to the server, you have to must put the unique ID in this tag. So how can we put it? You have to click on the uh, parameter, add parameter. So now you have to write that event id. Okay, event id. So what variable? So the variable you have to use which we already created, and so you have to scroll. This is the variable unique event variable. So basically unique event id variable, it is the name. So what is trigger is button click. Okay, so now you have to name this tag. So GA4 button click tag. Okay, this is my so you have to save it. Now our from the browser container our work has been completed, but in your case you are sending multiple tags like form submission, button click, WhatsApp click, and the many other tags. Then you have to create according to this one tag for the OpenAI, the other tag you have to must create from the server container, which would be the GA4 tag. So now we are going to the server container. So this is our server container. You have to click on the workplace. So let's me open the workplace. So now we have to first create the trigger. So in the server container, for example, if some event would received by the GA4 client in a server container, so what specific tag would be fired? For this you have to create a specific trigger. So you have to click on the trigger. So you have to click on the new. So click on the trigger configuration and click on the custom. Okay, so but our main purpose that the GF or button click tag send the information to the server. So what event we are sending this? So button click, this is the event name. So you have to come on a server, click on the specific some events. So you have to event name. So what event name when the GA4 client would receive? So if this match with this, so our trigger would work. Button click. Okay, you have to check the spelling right. So let me copy this to avoid the spelling mistake. Okay, so button click, I just created the trigger. You have to name this trigger like button click. Okay, now you have to save your trigger. Okay, you do not need to put any so okay, now we are going to create a tag. You have to go to the tag. So for this we would need the API token. So you have to click on the new, click on the tag configuration, because in the server container we have to create a open AI ads conversion API tag. So in this case I just already added from the gallery, but if you in your case this template is not present in your default setting, then you have to search in the gallery. You have to go to the gallery, and in the search bar you have to write the OpenAI. You have to write, let me write open. When you write the open, you can see that the template is provided by the step. So you can use this template because I already added, so I'm not going to use this again. So let me cancel this. No, yeah, this is already present. I have to click this. Now you can see that first of all they are demanding what is my event name. So basically what was our event name. So event name, so you can see that. So let me custom. So if we can choose a custom event name if they are not present. So our event name button click. So this is the button click. Okay, so it is the button click. Now now you can see you have to write any event name here, because this is not necessary to much to match our trigger or the browser tag. So now they are requirement, two things they are requiring. One is the browser pixel, the other is the API. So we know that how can we collect the pixel ID. So you have to go to the um, OpenAI dashboard. This is our pixel ID. Okay, you have to copy and put this. But how can we collect the API key? For this you have to go and create the conversion event. So for this, so I am going to create the conversion. So basically what is the basic concept is the conversion event. Basically when you send the data from the browser or the server to the OpenAI dashboard, then this dashboard would categorize your data. For example, if you created, you know well that what event you want to send to this OpenAI dashboard. So this data would be categorized. For example, if you create the order created conversion, if you send this data to the OpenAI, so your conversion would be categorized in this conversion, in this categorized. So therefore you have to create so much conversions. You know that how many data, how much data you want to send, how many types of the data you want to send to the OpenAI dashboard. So because the button click category is not present, then you have to go to the custom. So you have to write the button click. Okay, web. So button click web is my name. So you have to create a conversion name. Okay, you can see that our button click event has been created. So our pixel was the fuzzle data source, our pixel name. Okay, so now we are going to create a conversion key. So you have, it is a one is already present, but we have to create a new. So what would be our new name? Our new name was new conversion key. So you can name what you want. So you have to click on the create. So you will see that our conversion API has been created. You have to copy and go there, and you have to paste your conversion API here. Okay, now you do not need to do anything. We provide the event name, we provide the pixel ID, we provide the API conversion. Our web source is web. Okay, so now you have to click on the trigger. So our trigger is button click. So you have to name this. So what would be our name? Open AI tag button click. Okay, I'm going to save this. Okay, now because this is the demo, we just create the one tag. In your case, because you have to business, you have to create multiple tags, then you have to create according to this. So let's now we check that our tag are working or not. So for this, you have to click on the preview. So when you click on the preview, so for this, you have to go your browser container and click on the preview. So you will see that your tags will work or not. Okay, so let me click on the connect. You will see that our server preview has been opened. So sometime because I'm using the this container again and again, sometime for the cookie preservations, our tag would not work, glitch would be present, but we would. So you can see that our server container has been receiving the data. This is the page view because we just opened the page. So therefore the page view has been opened. So in this you can see that web button. So these so let me so our page has been loaded. Now we are going to check that you can see that our uh, OpenAI tag button both are not fired because we does not click on the button. So in the preview you can see that uh, the page view we are receiving the data. Okay, now I'm going to click on the button on the website. You have to click. You will see that my both tag are has. So you can see that our tags has been fired. Now we can see in the fired, but we will see in the server container our tag also fired. So now we have to go to our dashboard of the OpenAI. So you have how can you check that the event are receiving or not in the dashboard or the OpenAI. So you have to go to the and start. So you will see that our event has been receiving the custom event button click, custom event name button click. So our data sources. So through this method, you can send your data, tracking data to the OpenAI and optimize URLs through this method. Thank you so much.